Hello everybody, it is KingCake57 or KC57 and welcome back to another video. So you may remember that just over a year and a bit ago, I reviewed the phenomenal Optifine mod for Minecraft. This mod truly blew me away with how it's optimized Minecraft for the hardware it was running on. In some cases, this mod could double the performance of a given system. Now, of course, this was all done on Minecraft 1.12, and if you haven't noticed by now, we're on Minecraft 1.13, soon to be 1.14. And need I may remind you that 1.13 has changed a lot of things, particularly when it comes to the back end of Minecraft. It's noticeably harder to run than the older 1.12, and this is all just because 1.13 now has physics-enabled items that float on water, more complex rendering algorithms, and of course, more entities, which is always greatly appreciated. With all of this in mind, it does pose a question though. Can Optifine still bring about a 2x performance improvement, or is Minecraft just too bloated in its current state to optimize for? Well, let's find out, shall we? So to get started, if anyone did not see my original Optifine review, then you can go check that out up there, but it's quite old now. But I'm going to go ahead and give a quick summary on the mod. So Optifine, still ridiculously easy to install from the website, and it allows you, the user, much finer control over the graphics of Minecraft. Some examples would be the ability to adjust the fidelity of individual particle effects within the game, percentage slider for the level of smooth lighting in addition to the three main presets, control over the individual fog levels, cloud height adjustment, the amount of distance of texture smoothing on objects as you move towards and away from them, control over the density and quantity of rain and snow, and much more. This is all in addition to the ability to do added dynamic lighting on all light emitting objects, added anti-aliasing in two forms, although one of them is FXA and the other one is, I don't know, doesn't list. And all of this is on top of Optifine's main selling point, improved resource management, multi-thread enhancement, and of course, actual GPU hardware acceleration. So in summary, Optifine makes better use of the hardware in a system in order to make Minecraft run better. So all of that is pretty cool, and if you want to learn more, go check out the video up there. But in my original review of the mod, I did some basic testing comparing the performance of the game with and without Optifine installed, and found that in single player at least, I was getting about a 2x improvement in performance, which is ridiculous for literally just an optimization mod. Anyway, today though, I want to compare the performance of Minecraft 1.13 with and without Optifine installed to see how the game has changed, or at least how Optifine has optimized 1.13, see if it's as good as the optimization for 1.12. Anyway, for the single player side of things, I use my new version 2 of my Minecraft benchmark, which if you want to learn more about that, then you can go check that out up there. I made a video about it. The computer I used to run all the tests was my personal system, comprising of Ryzen 5 1600X at 3.8 GHz all-core overclock, 16 gigs of Corsair LPX DDR4 at 3200 MHz, and dual RX 480s and Crossfire, but that doesn't matter because Crossfire isn't supported in Minecraft. Anyway, core was set to 1303 and memory 1805. And of course, if you have any specific questions on the tests or hardware that was used in this system, then definitely let me know down below. I'll be happy to answer your questions. But with that out of the way, let's get straight into the single player benchmarks. So starting out here with the single player benchmark of 1.13 without Optifine, we went from 14 FPS average with percentile figures at 12 FPS and 10 FPS respectively, which really, it's a pretty consistent result. That 14 FPS just isn't playable. Minecraft is really demanding now. Anyway, when we installed Optifine, I was absolutely amazed. We went to 45 FPS with 1% lows at 25 FPS and 0.1% lows at 22 FPS. I mean, call me impressed because those results are outstanding. We're seeing about a 350% or 3.5 times the performance when using Optifine versus not having it installed. Anyway, this got me thinking. It made me wonder how much more demanding is 1.13 compared to 1.12. So I grabbed an original version of my V1 Minecraft benchmark, as version 2 was having some troubles loading in 1.12, and reran all of my tests in both 1.12 as well as 1.13 with and without Optifine installed. And the results are pretty interesting. Without Optifine installed, we can see that Minecraft has in fact gotten harder to run, with our average being more or less cut in half in 1.12, going from 34 FPS to 16 FPS, and our percentile figures more or less follow suit. Adding Optifine into the mix, both 1.12 and 1.13, we can see that the story changes a little bit. As we can see by the average FPS, we didn't really change that much, going from 109 to 108, which for all intents and purposes is a margin of error. But looking at the percentile figures, we can see that in 1.13, our game has gotten a little less consistent with the percentile figures. This also confirms my suspicions that the game has in fact become less consistent over the years, especially with the addition of 1.13 and all of the amazing entities and stuff like that. Nevertheless, this is still an impressive result, especially for an optimization mod. To keep the same FPS but then just drop a couple percentile figures, I'll take that any day of the week. Now, some of you may be wondering how Optifine does this, increasing performance for what seems like basically free. I'll tell you how. It has everything to do with optimization. You see, Minecraft itself, at its core, is a very poorly optimized game. It can't take advantage of high core count CPUs or multi-threading on CPUs, and its GPU acceleration is basically non-existent. It doesn't even care if you have one. This is what Optifine does. It picks up where the developers left off and specifically allows the game to take advantage of more CPU cores and threads, as well as push as much load as it can onto the GPU. As we can see here in the CPU utilization graph, Optifine does a great job handling even relatively high core count CPUs, especially compared to stock Minecraft. And if we take a look at this GPU power consumption graph, we can see that while Optifine still needs a lot of work when it comes to fully utilizing the raw performance of modern GPUs, it does much better than stock Minecraft. So what does all of this mean? Well, even though Minecraft is becoming a more bloated game, as seen evident by our 1.12 versus 1.13 graph, Optifine still does a pretty dang good job of optimizing Minecraft, and is doing, by the graphs showing, even better than 1.12 at optimizing the game, which is pretty amazing. So anyway, I still can't think of a reason for you not to go install this mod if you haven't already. Of course, links will be up there in the video description. Go download it if you haven't already. It's super easy. Anyway, with that, always, if you have any questions or constructive criticism, then please let me know down in the comments below. But for now, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Have a happy new year, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.